This is Akashvani MOKOKCHUNG presenting you the youth program, and today's episode is a very special one as we have three very important guests with us. And they are none other than the winners of the AC competition and inter-school quiz competition, which was conducted at Jubilee Memorial College to commemorate the 90 years of Akashvani, formerly known as All India Radio. And my dear listeners, I'm pretty sure that you might be wondering who are these three very important people in our studio today. So first of all, welcome to the show. And to begin with, would you kindly introduce yourself before we move on to the real conversation?
Hello everyone, my name is Riyade. I am in my BA final year at Jubilee Memorial College.
I am Katin Laau, a student of class 12 at Queen Mary Higher Secondary School. I completed my class 10 from Jubilee Memorial School, and I proudly come from Kansa Village. It is a pleasure to be here today, and I'm truly excited to be a part of this youth program.
My name is Tumsamuel Longomar, and I'm from Longsa Village, MOKOKCHUNG, and I'm currently in class 12 at Queen Mary Higher Secondary School, MOKOKCHUNG, and it is really a pleasure to be part of this program.
All right, thank you so much for that introduction. Now moving on to our conversation. Miss Ria, first of all, congratulations on winning the AC competition. And I'm sure that your AC was a remarkable one. So when the competition was announced, what inspired you to participate? And for the benefit of our listeners, could you also please share the theme of your AC?
I didn't really plan to participate at first. I was given the opportunity, so I decided to give it a try. And the main idea of my essay was how All India Radio connects people, especially through sharing information and creating awareness.
Well, thank you so much. And the title of the essay sounds very interesting. And I must say that it makes me wish I had a chance to participate myself because listening to the radio since childhood brings back a lot of memories. And it truly shows how significant a role it has played in our lives. Anyway, coming back to you again, how did you prepare for the AC competition and how much time did it take to complete your AC? And above all, what was the most challenging part of writing it?
I didn't really prepare in a very detailed way. I just read a little about the topic, understood the main points, and wrote it in a simple way. It didn't take very long for me to complete the essay, but I did spend some time thinking before I started. And the most challenging part, I think, was at the beginning. Seeing so many participants made me a bit nervous, but I just focused on my own writing and continued.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Ria. I'll come back to you shortly. So coming back to Miss Kati, first of all, congratulations on winning the inter-school quiz competition. And the first question that I want to ask you is, how did you feel when you and your teammate were announced as the winners?
I felt very happy and proud when we won the competition. It was a special moment for my teammate and me. All our hard work finally paid off. I felt thankful to our school and teachers for supporting us.
And how did you prepare for the quiz competition and what type of questions were asked in the competition?
I prepared by reading books and newspapers regularly. Since both my teammate and I stay in hostel, the only places we could meet were at school or in the classroom. So I practiced questions with him during our off periods and discussed various topics together. This helped us improve our knowledge and confidence. The quiz had a wide range of questions from general knowledge and current affairs to academic subjects. While some questions were easy, others were quite challenging. It really tested our overall knowledge and presence of mind.
Well, the range of topics in the quiz competition sounds very interesting. And as you have mentioned, you put in a lot of effort while preparing for it. And during the competition, it's quite natural to feel nervous. So at that moment, was there any question that you found particularly difficult? And what did you find to be the most interesting part of the competition?
Yes, there were a few questions that I found difficult. Some questions were unexpected and I was not entirely confident about the answers. Although we couldn't answer some of the questions, we tried to stay calm and give our best. Overall, it was a valuable learning experience. The most exciting moment was when the final results were announced. Hearing our team name as the winner filled us with joy and pride. It was truly a memorable moment that I will always cherish.
Well, thank you so much for taking us with your journey of the inter-school quiz competition. And mighty listeners, if you have tuned into our station just now and wondering what's happening, then you are now listening to the youth program from Akashvani MOKOKCHUNG. And yes, coming back to Mr. Tim Sumua, first of all, congratulations for winning the school quiz competition. And as a participant, how was your overall experience? And did you face any unexpected or tricky questions?
My overall experience was very good. I learned many new things during the competition. It was also a great opportunity to test my knowledge. I really enjoyed participating, and I also wish to participate in this kind of competition in the days to come. Yes, there were some tricky questions. Some of them were not what we expected. However, it made the quiz more interesting and challenging. In fact, we tried our best to answer them.
Okay, so since you and your teammate emerged as the winners, I'm sure that both of you have put in a lot of effort in your preparation. So could you share a little bit about how you and your teammate prepared for the competition? And during the quiz, who ended up answering most of the questions?
So essentially, what we did was there were four topics. So both me and my teammate had divided two topics each between us, and we studied those topics, and we also practiced quiz regularly. Our teachers helped us in practicing the quiz, and since I stay in hostel and since my partner was also staying in hostel, the only place for us to study together was during our off period in school. So we made use of the off period judiciously by preparing well. And during the quiz, we both tried to contribute equally. Sometimes I answered more and sometimes my teammate did. We supported each other during the quiz. Teamwork helped us succeed.
And what's your opinion? How important was teamwork in your success?
Teamwork was very important for us. We trusted each other and worked together. Good communication helped us during the quiz. Without teamwork, it would have not been possible.
Well, thank you so much. So coming back to Miss Ria, you are a student of Jubilee Memorial College, currently pursuing your BA final year. So could you please tell us what subject you are majoring in, and among the papers that you have studied so far, which one has interested you the most?
I'm majoring in English Authors. It wasn't something I had planned at first, but over time, I've really started to enjoy it. The topics that interest me the most are related to the environment and social issues because they feel more real and connected to everyday life.
Well, thank you so much. You know, we often see many success stories around us, but we don't always get to hear about the challenges behind them. So, as a college student, what are some of the challenges you have personally faced?
I have faced a few challenges as a college student, especially with self doubt and adjusting at different points. But looking back, I feel those challenges were part of my growth. They acted as stepping stones and helped me become more confident over time.
And as a student, how do you manage your time between your studies and other activities? And what skills have you developed during your college years?
Honestly speaking, I don't really follow a fixed timetable. I try to manage things based on what needs more attention at the time. And during my college years, I feel I've developed more confidence, improved my speaking and writing skills, and I've also become more responsible.
So, Miss Kadi, you are a student of Queen Mary Higher Secondary School, MOKOKCHUNG, and currently in class 12. So, could you tell us which stream you are studying in?
I'm studying in the art stream. I chose this stream because I have a strong interest in subjects like literature and social science, and I enjoy understanding society and human behavior.
And among all the subjects you have opted for, which subject is your favorite and why?
My favorite subject is political science. When we say political science, the majority of people have the misconception that political science is all about elections and politics. But after studying political science as a subject, I came to learn many things because it helps me understand how the government works and how decisions are made in society. It also teaches me about our rights and responsibilities. I find it very interesting as it is connected to real life and it helps me become more aware as a citizen.
Well, a big shout out to the political science teacher of Queen Mary Higher Secondary School, and I'm sure you have met this subject very interesting and engaging for your students. And since you have recently appeared for your Class 11 promotion examination, how do you usually prepare for your exams?
I prepare for my exams by revising my notes regularly. I don't really rely on notes memorization. Instead, I try my best to understand the notes given by the teacher and I write it in my own words. This helps me remember the answers in the exams.
Well, thank you so much. So coming back to Mr. Temse, you are also a Class 12 student of Queen Mary High Secondary School, MOKOKCHUNG. So a very quick question. What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is English. I feel that there's a storyteller within all of us. Studying this subject helps me express myself and bring out this storyteller. It gives me an artistic gratification, and more importantly, I believe it will help me create literature for our community where we lag behind.
And as a student, how do you stay updated with the current events?
I stay updated by reading newspaper and watching the news, but since I am someone from this new generation of mobile phones and social media, I mostly get my updates through social media online, Google, etc. and this helps me improve my general knowledge.
And only recently, you also have appeared for your Class 11 promotion exam. So how do you usually prepare for your exams?
I try to understand the concepts clearly. I believe grasping the concept is the most important thing about learning a subject, and I revise my notes, but like my partner, I also don't rely on memorization of notes. I practice past question papers, and that helps me perform better in exams.
And one last question before we take a short break. How do you manage your time between studies and other activities?
Since I stay in a hostel, there's a particular timetable I have to follow. So I try my best to be disciplined and follow the timetable. And I give times to both studies and other activities. Proper time management has helped me stay balanced.
Well, thank you so much. And continuing with our conversation, Miss Ria, being the winner of the AC competition, do you enjoy writing and was this a new experience for you?
I do enjoy writing. It's how I usually express what I'm thinking. And it wasn't completely new for me. I've taken part in an essay competition before, but each time I still learn something new from it.
And what advice would you like to give the students who want to improve their writing skills?
One advice I would like to give students listening to me is to focus more on understanding the topic rather than just memorizing it. Because when you understand something properly, you can express it in your own words, and that makes your writing clearer and more genuine.
And since you are about to graduate in a few days, where do you see yourself in the next few years?
I don't really have a very clear picture yet, but I hope to be independent, more confident, and to do something that I truly enjoy.
And one last question to Ms. Ria. How important do you think platforms like radio are for students today?
I think platforms like radio still play a very important role today, especially for students. It gives them a space to express their thoughts and also learn from others. And at the same time, they can express their thoughts without having to share too much about themselves.
All right, thank you so much. So, Ms. Kati, you are now in class 12. So, what's your plan after class 12 and what career do you want to pursue?
After 12, I want to continue my studies in a good and reputed college. I am particularly interested in continuing with political science as it aligns with my interests. I want to pursue a career that gives me a sense of purpose. I aspire to join the civil services so I can contribute to the society and work for the welfare of the people.
And as a student, what advice would you like to give to the other students?
I would advise other students to stay disciplined and make most of every opportunities. Do not be afraid of challenges as they help us grow. Believe in yourselves and keep learning. Success comes with effort and time.
Well, that's a very interesting piece of advice, which is important not only for the students, but even for all of us to keep on learning and to believe in yourselves. All right, coming back to Mr. Timsu, what's your plan after class 12?
After class 12, I want to continue my studies. I plan to go for higher education. I want to build a good future through education.
And what advice would you like to give to students who want to participate in the quiz competition in the days to come?
My advice is to keep learning and stay curious, read regularly and improve your general knowledge. Be confident and do not be afraid to participate. Sometimes you might fail to do well, but don't let any of that bring you down, because at the end of the day, it's you yourself who you are competing with.
Be confident and do not be afraid to participate. Well, that is a very valuable advice for all of us here. Well, thank you so much to all three of you for joining us in the studio and being a part of this youth program despite your busy schedules. We wish you all the very best in the future endeavors and looking forward to having you with us even in the days to come. Thank you, mighty listeners, for tuning in. And with that, we come to the end of today's youth program.